Hey guys, it's QuickyBaby and welcome back to World of Tanks, and this time we've got the pleasure of watching OriginalEasy playing in the Tier 10 Czechoslovakian medium tank, the TVP T50/51. OriginalEasy is playing on the North American server, and I have a sneaking suspicion that he might be Canadian, or just very friendly towards his northern fellows there. Either way, OriginalEasy, apparently he says he is the youngest guy to have got a huge amount of damage in World of Tanks. His 15th birthday was apparently just a month ago, so happy belated birthday, OriginalEasy. And we're going to have an absolute cracker of the game here to enjoy with the community. So the Skoda TVP T50/51, what is it good for? Well, it's pretty much the highest burst damage you can kind of get in the game. It has 100mm, similar to what you would have on a T62A. But it fires with 1.5 seconds delay between its 4 shots, before having to spend pretty much the next 20 to 22 seconds reloading. And OriginalEasy certainly starts off this game with a bang, taking the head clean off a Leopard prototype, the entirety of that Tier 9 German medium tank in 2 shots. And now the TVP ready to go again. Sure, the magazine on this tank is not quite as high as, for example, the Tier 10 French autoloader, the Bat Chatillon. This vehicle doing 1,280 if it connects all 4 of its shells, whereas the Bat Chatillon will do 1,950. So that means with the TVP at the start of the battle, you usually have to play fairly safely because opponents have too much health, especially when you're in a matchup like this where there are quite a few Tier 10s, to be able to remove them all very quickly. But this is just the perfect situation for this tank. He took what? 2 hits from the T62A, he received on average 640 damage, and he takes out the entirety of his 2,000 hit points. Or is it 2,000 hit points a T62A has? I'm not sure. Is it 1,950? I'm splitting hairs here. He's dead, and that's really all that matters. And that's where this tank is absolutely beautiful, if you do manage to catch the flank. Talking about catching the flank, it looks like artillery managed to catch OriginalEasy's flank there for a whopping 783 damage, and that's because this tank is very lightly armored, 65mm at the front of the hull, 40 at the side and 30 at the rear, so it really does not take a beating, and it's quite a large target as well. Unlike the Bat Chatillon, this vehicle does feel like a bit of a slug getting around the battlefield, although a rapid slug at that. I'm talking about slug with regards to its size rather than its speed, because this thing is rather nippy. I think it goes at 60 kilometers an hour. It's got a great power to weight ratio, and that allows it to catch opponents like this. Great marksmanship through the wall there, and OriginalEasy tries to finish him off with the 3rd shot. Unable to do so, and that M103 must be thinking, it's got to be safe to come out now, right? And it sure as hell isn't, as the TVP finishes him off with the 4th shot, now reloading heat ammunition. And that's because in the first 3 minutes of this game, OriginalEasy has pretty much been continuously firing between his magazine reloads once he got into that initial position. And he's picked up 5,500 damage. He's pretty much firing about 70% of the time there. There's a little meme from the stream if anyone's watching, or watches my live streams at all. Maybe there are a few of you out there who do indulge in them. But let's focus on what's important right now, and that is that the enemy have demolished the western flank and they're making their way into the base. OriginalEasy, one of the reasons why I highlighted how much damage he's done so far is because you might be thinking, oh, what, he's already firing heat. Well, yeah, he did 5,500 damage with his APCR rounds before he had to fire heat in the first place. So it's understandable why he might be taking so much high explosive anti-tank rounds in this vehicle. So 10 seconds left on the cap. This is not long. Hopefully the artillery, maybe the Jagdtiger, maybe the Guerrilla can interrupt, or did one of them just reset? I've got a funny feeling that the E75 on the enemy team just left the cap circle, and that is going to allow OriginalEasy's team just a little bit of a chance to be able to get back in this. 10 seconds again. 9, 8, 7. Somebody resets. The 50B hits the IS-7, and OriginalEasy hits the Type 4 Heavy there to be able to completely reset the cap and put them back into this game. The enemy team's so overconfident, just waltzing towards the eastern flank with remember that E75 just leaving the cap circle, wanting more damage. No cap, kill all, right? And then with the 50B and OriginalEasy's interrupt, now they've got another 1 minute and 40 seconds to be able to deal with this. And the TVP reload is literally about 23-24 seconds. If you are using Buchti, which is the premium consumable, I think you could get it down even a little bit more. So the Borsig misses, and this Tier 8 tank destroyer is going to massively regret missing that shot. And the TVP, that's the perfect HP range for this Tier 10 Czechoslovakian autoloader. When a tier 8 tank destroyer's got 1,000 hit points and you have 1,200 per magazine, well, it's not really going to work out very well for him. Of course, if you connect all of the shots. And that puts OriginalEasy's damage total to over 3,000. Gosh, can you just slow down a little bit? I'm trying to catch my breath here for a second, OriginalEasy, but he's not done yet. And that's because he's going around to slam some more shells into this Type 4 Heavy. 1, 2, 3, 4, aiming at the turret, the correct decision there. Remember, with high explosive anti-tank rounds, they do not do very well against spaced armor, and so the thick tracks of the Type 4 Heavy might have been able to absorb it, but certainly not the side of the turret. One thing that does suck a little bit about this tank is its premium rounds are not all that good. They have 310mm of penetration. That's not nearly as good as, for example, the 330 that you're getting on pretty much all of the other tier 10 medium tanks. But now OriginalEasy, there's finally a little bit of a break in the combat, but not for the right reasons, and that's because he's now against 3 vehicles, including a tier 10, a tier 9, and a tier 8 heavy, with the backup of a tier 9 self-propelled gun. Oh, talking about the self-propelled gun, he narrowly misses. So OriginalEasy is spotted here. Will the M103 finish him off? Doesn't look like he has quite as good reactions. That comes with the youth of OriginalEasy here, right? As he finishes off the M103 to start his 1 versus 3 tanks, with each team having a self-propelled gun in support. So now he has to get away from the IS-4. The IS-4 is on 1,363 hit points, and that's a big deal because that means that he will not be able to kill him with a single magazine unless he rolls exceptionally high. So he comes around the corner. Where's the T-34? The T-34 was last spotted on the beach. OriginalEasy is probably trying to set himself up, but there's the T-34, and God forbid he's on full health. The T-34 misses, firing into the rubble, and OriginalEasy puts all 4 rounds in, and the artillery narrowly misses him as well on 371 hit points right now. Any one of these vehicles hitting OriginalEasy will spell pretty much certain death. The T-34 doesn't quite manage it, but oh gosh. Even though this has been an incredible game, surely this IS-4 is gonna... What? IS-4 lets OriginalEasy squeeze past. OriginalEasy slams the shell in half a second before to be able to finish off the T-34, and the IS-4 is napping. So the M103, sorry, the 53-55 puts a round into the IS-4, which is enough for OriginalEasy to be able to finish him off with 4 penetrating shots. What? And sorry, 3 penetrating shots there, not 4, because he had to use the first to go into the T-34. What an absolute crazy play. It was the perfect play. A lot of people would have just gone, okay, yeah, you know what, I've done 10k damage, or was it 11k at that point? Yeah, you know what, stupid team, they should have done a little bit more, right? But OriginalEasy made the play. Probably the only way that he could have gone out of that situation was to do something bold. And really, that's the difference between players like OriginalEasy and I guess some of the players on the enemy team here. What amazing plays to put himself back into this game. But let's not count our chickens before they've hatched, right, guys? He might be on 12,266 damage that we have seen, but there is still one rather dangerous self-propelled gun on the enemy team. And the M53-55, with its semi-traversable turret, is probably one of the best artilleries, tier for tier in the game, I'd say, and also one of the most dangerous ones for these kind of situations. Now, it's something that I'd like to say that OriginalEasy's artillery has said that he will sacrifice himself to allow OriginalEasy to pick up this 10th kill, but I think he was maybe a little bit too bold, because he got himself killed about 15 seconds ago, and well, maybe about 5-10 seconds ago, and the reload on that M53-55 isn't all that long. It's about 30, maybe 35 seconds on that tier 9 American self-propelled gun. So OriginalEasy has to get across that flank as quickly as he can, possibly before the M53-55 reloads, which is likely to be in about 5 or 10 seconds from now, and he only has 3 shells left. If one of these gets absorbed, he's not going to have enough in the magazine to be able to finish off the M53-55. But there he is. He doesn't take a second to aim, finishing off the M53-55, picking up his 10th kill and pushing his damage total to the highest damaging game of all time in the tier 10 Czechoslovakian medium tank. What an incredible result. I just absolutely love this round. It was the perfect example of what you need to do with the TVP to be successful. Use your awesome ability to outflank your opponents, your pretty darn good gun handling to quickly engage them and eliminate them before they've even blinked, with pretty much the highest burst damage in the game. And Original certainly lived up to his name, making this just look too easy, right? Nailing a Pools medal for his 10 kills, unsurprisingly a high caliber, for dealing about 5 times the amount of damage that anyone else on his team was able to achieve. But of course, with the amount of heat ammunition that he had to fire here, he lost a whopping amount of credits even with a premium account. But apparently OriginalEasy is going for his third gun mark grind, so I guess he probably doesn't even care that he invested rather heavily in this round. And so OriginalEasy, congratulations to you on the highest damage of all time in the tier 10 Czechoslovakian medium tank. As soon as I saw this replay, I knew I wanted to commentate on it, and thank you for putting QuickyBaby in the title on what replays to attract my attention. And hopefully all of you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like, I'd really appreciate it. And also, if you're watching this video as it's released on Sunday, it's time for another Tech Tree showcase on twitch.tv/QuickyBaby. This week, the highest amount of votes were for the American mediums. Thank you Thomas M and the 46 people who liked his post, and Victor on Facebook with 101 people liking his suggestion. And so come along right now as I play my way up and give my opinion on the entire line to my most played tank of all time, which is the American M48A1 pattern. And if you've never seen one of my Tech Tree showcases before, it's basically like a miniature tank review all the way up the line, so you can see if it's a line that you might be interested in grinding, or if you already have it, maybe pick up a few tips and tricks along the way. And so hopefully I'll see all of you right now on twitch.tv/QuickyBaby. And as always, thank you so much for watching. You've been epic, and hopefully I'll see you soon.